Hi everyone, I'm Rahul Kumar. Now, in a recent incident, a man from a city in Maharashtra allegedly killed his 12-year-old sister because he mistook period stains on her clothes as a sign of sexual relationship. India is the home of more than 350 million women and girls who masturbate every month. However, masturbation is still a taboo and a source of shame and discrimination of many of them. In urban India, girls and women negative and a good part of their life in a public domain. A young working woman travel for hours by public transport. A teenager living in slums makes her way to school through a narrow lines. A sanitation worker begins her day before dawn cleaning the city. A vegetable vendor spends hours by her stall, and a nurse works busy 12 hours shift. Their lives are very different, but they all negative public space on a daily basis while dealing with the private aspect of their lives, their periods. Periods are normal but continue to be sordid by shame, stigma and discrimination. Consequently, people face barrier in getting accurate information about periods and related products, using toilets and seeking help when needed. So let's look in detail. Now, what is menstrual health? Menstrual health is not only a matter of proposal of hygiene but also a public health issue and require urgent attention and action from government, civil society and individuals. So, how grave is the issue of menstrual health and hygiene in India? According to National Family Health Service 5, even though there has been a significant progress in the past years, approximately 27% of young rural women still resort in unsanitary means of protection during his menstrual cycle. Among the urban population, 10% of the young women are reported using unhygienic methods. As per the report, 16 states and union territories have urged to rate of 90% of hygiene menstrual products. Nevertheless, some of the most impoverished states in India have to poor recorded in his regard. Bihar has one of the lowest uses of the rate, 59%, of safe menstrual protection, followed by Madhya Pradesh and Meghalaya. Now, now, what are the consequences of poor menstrual hygiene? First is health. Poor menstrual health can lead to infections, irritations, dermatitis, alteration in pH balance, and increased risk of cervical cancer. It can also affect mental health by causing stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem due to stigma and shame. Second is education. Poor menstrual health affects school attendance, performance, and relation of the girls and transgender students due to lack of facilities, products, information, and support. It can also create barriers to participation in sports and extracurricular activities. Now, third is marriage. Poor menstrual health can affect the sexual and reproductive health and right of women, girls, students drop out school, are pushed to child marriage, and are more likely to experience domestic violence, infections, reproductive illness, malnutrition, malnourishment, and poor mental health. Now, fourth is work. Poor menstrual health can affect the productivity, income, and career opportunities for women and transgender workers due to absenteeism, discomfort, discrimination, and harassment. It can also limit their access to decent work and social protection. So, what are the barriers of menstrual hygiene? First is period poverty. Lack of awareness about menstrual hygiene and related issues are a significant barrier in India. Many girls and women, particularly in rural areas, have limited knowledge about menstrual health, including proper hygiene practices, use of sanitary products, and management of menstrual discomfort. A survey conducted by NGO Child Right As You Cry revealed that access to sanitary pads was limited to married girls, with 44.5% of girls admitting to using their homemade absorbent or cloths. The report also found that around 11.3% of the girls did not know the correct cause of menstruation and said that was a curse of God and caused by disease. So, second is stigma and shame. Menstruation is still surrounded by stigma and cultural taboos. In many parts of India, menstruating women often face discrimination, restriction, and isolation, leading to feelings of shame and embarrassment. This stigma can prevent open discussions, limit access to information and resources, and perpetuate negative attitude towards menstrual hygiene. The Child Right and You report also found that hesitation or shyness to purchase pad from their shop, difficulty in disposing of pads, poor availability and no knowledge of pad were reasons for not using sanitary pads. As much as 61.4% of girls have accepted that a sense of embarrassment existed in society with regard to periods. No. Now, third is lack of access to affordable sanitary products. Access to affordable and hygienic menstrual product is a major challenge in fauna. In India, Many women, especially those from low-income backgrounds, struggle to afford sanitary pads and tampons. This can result in the cause of unhygienic alternatives like clothes, rags, even ash, which can increase the risks of infection and other health issues. Fourth is inadequate sanitation facilities. In many areas, lack of proper sanitation facilities, including clean toilets and water supply, poses a significant barrier to menstrual hygiene. Insufficient infrastructure in schools, public places, and household can make it difficult for women and girls manage their product safely and with dignity. Women in informal work, example construction work, domestic work, etc., often have no access to washrooms, clean water for bathing, and to cost-effective hygiene products and their safe disposal. Often they also lack of privacy and change their menstruational products. Fifth is limited healthcare services. Rural areas often face a shortage of healthcare providers, including doctors, nurses, midwives, who are especially trained in addressing their menstrual cycle health issues. These shortages further hampers the women's access to knowledge healthcare professionals. Lack of healthcare infrastructure also contributes the persistence of myths and misconceptions about menstruation. Now, sixth is cultural and religious practices. Certain cultural and religious beliefs and practices to impede the menstrual hygiene. For example, some communities consider to menstruating women as impure or restricts their participation in religious activities like social gatherings. Such participants can further reinforce stigma of hinders proper menstrual hygiene practices. In Maharashtra, a study found that the practice of segregating menstruating girls and women in two kurmaghars or period herds or no sanitation or other basic facilities poses a significant barrier to conductive sexual and reproductive health outcomes among females. Seventh is lack of policy measures. In 2022, right of women to menstruational leave and free access to menstruational health products bill specified 3 days paid leave for women and trans women during their periods. And additional benefits of students is yet to become yet act. Only two states, Kerala and Bihar, currently have menstrual leave policies for women. So, what is needs to be done? First is an inclusive approach. It must also cater the menstrual needs of differently abled, trans, male, female, and people with the gender identities who menstruates. Gender non-conforming persons faces safety problem and lack of menstrual supplies. We need to urgently understand their unique need as well. Second is improve the quality and sanitary products. Despite being cheap and affordable, officials have also noted the quality of issues and sanitary napkins distributed under the various government schemes. Third is promote better alternatives. The menstrual cups are the cheap, sustainable and eco-friendly alternatives to sanitary napkins, but they are still treated with their skepticisms. Fourth is telemedicine and teleconsultation services. Utilizing telemedicine platforms can provide a remote access to healthcare professionals specialized in menstrual health. Through video consultations, women and girls in remote areas can receive personalized guidance, support, and expert advice on menstrual hygiene, ensuring that the accurate information is also available regardless of geographical constraint. Now, fifth is community-based peer education program. Engaging local communities through innovative peer education programs can help break the silence and stigma surrounding their menstruations. These programs can train and empower women and girls become a menstrual hygiene ambassadors. Sixth is robust waste disposals. Safe disposal of sanitary napkin and associated difficulties and misconceptions. Internet of Things technology can be employed to develop the smart toilet equipped with sensors for detecting menstrual waste and automatically initiating proper disposal mechanisms. Seventh is constructing smart toilets. These toilets can provide real-time feedback for hygiene practices, monitor supply levels of menstrual products, and send alert to maintenance and restocking. Eighth is raise awareness. Awareness must be raised among the women through initiatives like use of mobile applications, inactive websites, and voice-based information system to provide easy, accessible, and culturally appropriate information of menstrual health and hygiene. Augmented reality and virtual reality technologies can create immersive and interactive learning experience for menstrual health education. Virtual simulations and scenarios can be used to take proper hygiene practices, demonstrate the biological process involved in address myths and misconceptions. Ninth is policy measures. Policy measures like reduction of tax, setting a standard for sanitary product, and creation of female-friendly infrastructure should be implemented. Although the right to women's and menstrual leaves to free access to menstrual health product bill should be made a law and implement later and spirit. Now, conclusion. Inadequate menstrual hygiene can harm women and girls physically, mentally, and sociologically, causing infection, anemia, infertility, schools dropouts, violence, and discrimination. It is not just a personal hygiene matter but also public health concern demanding immediate actions from the government, civil society, and individuals. To overcome these challenges, we need to a comprehensive strategy involving education, awareness campaign, policy reforms, infrastructure enhancement, and better healthcare services by destigmatizing menstruations, ensuring affordable sanitary products, and provides comprehensive menstrual health products. We can enhance menstrual hygiene in India. So, if you want to download this PDF, please check in the description link. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment.